in the DSU report that changes my mind, so the bond will be continued.
I haven't talked to pretrial services since our last court date. So I don't know how that happened. I don't know.
The courtroom slows down as tension quietly builds. Lawyers continue arguing, repeating points, but the judge has had enough. He steps in, calm but clearly frustrated. "Let's do this. Give me a moment." In that instant, everything stops. It's not shouting, but it's control, the kind that silences a room without raising a voice. You can feel the pressure as he pauses the chaos to think, to decide. No one interrupts, no one pushes further. Because when a judge reaches that point, it means one thing. He's done listening, and what comes next could change everything in this case.
You didn't want me to call me to check over too, did you?
No,
Okay.
I just got to let the attorney know to call her after we figure out who the attorney is.
I found the two-bagger MSB case this morning. Lori has it. The one that you told the attorney to maybe file a motion.
Okay.
I'm really frustrated right now.
Well, join my little party, because I've been frustrated over the discovery issues for months.
Yeah, I mean, every judge is, I think, in general, but sorry, someone just walked in. So I think everyone's, evidence.com launched and then the pandemic hit. They never told us they were launching it. I mean, it's just weird how downtown, you know how I found out about this gun diversion program?
One of the defense counsels, probably.
Yep. And then they don't even tell us the parameters for it.
Right.
But it kills me is what has trials been doing this whole time, right?
Yeah.
Because the only cases that went back to court when they tried to get jurors in was AWIMS and homicide. Actually, I think they only did homicides. So what are they doing? So they're backing up the courts even more. Like you guys are backed up as it is, and we're working our butts off. You're working your butts off. And I think in trials, they'll go, oh yeah. I remember one gal told me, she goes, oh no, we do stuff. And then the next day I see her posting, this was like in the beginning of September, posting, and she's at the beach up near Port Huron.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're working fight. It's just, if I was the district judges, I'd be upset about them doing this whole gun thing. Because what happened is they announced it and about 900 people applied.
Yeah. What big surprise, right?
Yeah, but so it's backing your docket up even more.
Yeah.
I just, somebody needs to go talk to the prosecutor's office. I mean, don't you guys have motions? Who's the new judge coming in?
Officially starts January 1. I don't know when her actual date's going to be, probably that first Monday after.
That was the referee that you had, right? Or the magistrate?
Magistrate, yeah. Lisa Martin.
Uh-huh, okay. Well, that will give you some relief.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we're doing with these scheduled exams. Now that the spike has caused us to cancel our live exams.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not canceling them all. We're just canceling it. If both the parties say, no, we're all good, let's get it done with, then we're fine. But if anybody's uncomfortable, we're just going to adjourn it. And then that way we can spread all those exams out among 3 judges instead of 2 of us.
Great. I know I have one afternoon exam and he wants to adjourn, I think.
Don't forget that Stephanie Farkas is still going to be here for Larry King, and then she wants to address the GPS tracker on that other one. Jane,
Yep.
Oh, on the home invasion case.
I think
Yeah.
it's Bielski.
Yeah.
She's-
Mr. Riggins, are we getting close?
Do you want me to send him a chat?
You can try it, but he's not looking at his computer very often.
I'll flash him an ask to unmute, and then he'll realize.
I think he's got two different screens going though. Here we go. All right, People versus Devonte Brumville. Counsel, your appearance for Mr. Brumville.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning to your staff. Neighborhood Defender Services by Ken Riggins, P82125.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
All right, and Mr. Riggins, how we doing? We got discovery?
I do have discovery, both video and paper discovery, but before we proceed, there is one issue I'd like to bring up with the court.
But
On the information, my client is charged with count 1, felon in possession, count 6, felony firearm due to count 1, and a habitual second. All these charges emanate from a conviction that he received out of Third Circuit Court from September 12, 2019 for receiving and concealing a stolen property, motor vehicle. However, it took me a while to find it, and the reason it took me a while to find it is that case is actually under HIDA. As such, it does not count as a conviction. So he should not be counted as a felon for count 1, which means that count 6 should not apply, and the habitual second should not apply. Case number is 196372.
Ms. Gillis.
Seeing if I can get Odyssey on my computer right now. I'm not sure I can.
Can't hear you.
I'm trying to get Odyssey on my computer, but I can't open it right now. I don't know the passwords. I'm not logged into everything on this computer, but I can look that up.
If you would like me to share it with you, I had someone share my screen, and someone sent me a copy of the Register of Action.
Yeah, you could do that. Or do you have the Odyssey? I can look Odyssey
But
maybe on my phone.
You can't pull it up on Odyssey because it's suppressed. And that's, so that was my first clue. Because it's suppressed, I could not pull it up. But I saw in the information that he was being charged based off that case. So
I get it. Yeah, we can look it up in Odyssey. We have a different access code,
Right.
but yeah, I know what you're saying. So you're saying the FIP, so that's count 2. And
on the information I received is count 1.
Thank you. Oh, you're
Counts.
right. Sorry, you're right.
Yep.
So
1
you're
and
saying-
6.
1 is 6, and the habitual second.
Right. So, okay. Yeah, when we hold the exam, we'll put it on, I can dismiss all that. I have to see it, but I don't doubt you. That happens. In matter of fact, well, yeah. So do you want to have an exam? I mean, I'm going to put that on the record before. We'll put it on the record that it's dismissed. I can't amend till the day of exam, and I'll amend it. Or I'll try.
On
to
behalf
amend
of
it.
my client, I do believe that we're going to be holding this exam, but I would like to. Yeah, and I apologize. The Zoom jail visits have been delayed.
I just heard that today.
So I've had a chance to speak to my client once since
Right.
he's been in. Is there any way I can have a few minutes with my client in a breakout room?
Yeah, when you're done with me. So let's do what we're gonna do, because I gotta get something to eat before I start my afternoon docket.
Very well.
So let's take care of whatever we're gonna take care of today. I'll have Paula put you two in a breakout. Matter of fact, I'll have her set up a 10, 15-minute breakout.
Okay.
Paula?
I'm doing it.
Okay. All right, so what are we gonna do with Mr. Brumville's file today?
Your Honor, I believe we're going to set this for a preliminary exam.
All right, you want to do that Zoom or live?
Mr. Brumville, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to do this Zoom or would you prefer to do this live?
We don't have any audio for you, Mr. Brumville. Is there a deputy there?
I don't
There you
know
go.
if you guys got, I don't know if you guys got all the body cams. There was 15 officers at my house. There was, in my discovery that I got, there was only the arresting officer's body cam.
I have quite a few body cams. One is, I know it's more, I think it's more than 10, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I will supply quite a few body cams.
Because I haven't seen those. I can't see them in my discovery. I can't. When the discovery I got was only one body cam. So if we could do a prelim in person, that would be better so I can see this stuff right in front of me. Because Zoom, I don't know how Zoom works. I've never dealt with Zoom.
Counsel, one thing I can tell you is we're not scheduling any live exams until after January 1. Because of this new spike in COVID.
Right.
And also, I've been exposed to COVID in here.
I count 24 body cams, sir, that I received.
Okay. I was just letting you know that I haven't seen them personally because we only met once. And
The
then
question is live or Zoom?
Would you prefer
Live.
You would prefer to do it live, Your Honor?
Okay, no problem.
And then also, I've been exposed to
All right,
COVID in here, so I don't know what I should do about that neither.
Quarantine.
You said what?
I would quarantine, stay away from people. Have you been tested?
Your audio is very, very low, Mr. Riggins.
Can you hear us?
I'm sorry, is that any better?
That's much better, Mr. Riggins. Go ahead.
I would quarantine. I would let them know that you've been exposed and get you tested. But hopefully we can address bond.
We can do that
Okay.
right now.
Your Honor, when we were,
Mr. Riggins, I did get a DSU
Okay.
report today. The last sentence, recommend no action on the present 500,000 cash or surety with Wayne County Sheriff's tether bond. This recommendation is in accordance with the Bail Reforms Act of 66 and 84 to ensure return of court appearance and protection of public respectively.
Your Honor, first I'd like to say that as we previously discussed, there are going to be a number of charges brought from my client. He will not be brought up on the felony possession, one felony firearm, and the habitual second. That greatly diminishes this possible exposure in this case, Your Honor. Second, as far as I have seen, my client has no failure to appear history.
I'm sorry, I'm losing you. Your client has no, thank you.
My client does wish his day in court, we wish to fight these allegations. I see no reason to believe my client would not show for any appearance here. He's a young person. He does have a home environment. He has a place to stay. He has a job. We're just asking that his bond is set to something reasonable, allow him out so that I can actually spend time with him and discuss our defense on this case.
Ms. Gillis.
I would just ask that the bond remains the same. I do have one comment to make though, talking about those videos, just so they know. Typically, I don't show the videos. I mean, my burden is very low at a preliminary exam. In fact, I would not show 24 videos, but just so that.
You're not going to show 24 body cam videos in my exam.
No, I don't really need them if I get all my, most of my officers there. So I just wanted to make that clear. They're not.
I understand. Yes.
Okay. Anything else as to bond?
Nothing further.
Can we get a breakout room by any chance, Your Honor?
Yeah, we're going to do that when I'm all done. Mr. Brumville, I'm taking into consideration the difficulty the current jail situation causes as far as your ability to communicate with your attorney, but I set the bond on September 4th. I don't see anything in the DSU report that changes my mind, so the bond will be continued.
I haven't talked to pretrial services since our last court date. So I don't know how that happened. I don't know. You sent it to our last court date, you sent it to them, Your Honor, and I never talked to them these 2 weeks.
Okay, well, I've got a DSU report.
I can't go out untethered.
No. Anything else today, Mr. Riggins?
I guess not, Your Honor.
All right. Paula's going to put you two in a breakout room. Just
I've set it up
as
for
much time
15
as you
minutes.
want, and then it'll just fade out.
I've set it up for 15 minutes. Do you need longer, Mr. Riggins?
Put up for 30 if we don't use it, we can just take it out.
Yeah, it don't cost anything, so if you don't use it, that's all right.
Okay.
People versus Linda Miller, appearances, please.
Yes, I'm here.
Jane Gillis on behalf of the people.
Morning, Your Honor. Robert Burton Harris with the Neighborhood Defender Services on behalf of Ms. Linda Miller, who's present via the P number P81843.
Barely hear him.
Yeah, is there anything you can do on your end for volume, Ms. Burton Harris?
Sometimes my headphones give me a hard time for whatever reason.
Yep, that's much better. Thank you. So did you get discovery?
Well, I don't know. I was going to ask, I guess the new APA about if she could confirm that. So I've been asking this question since September, or whether or not there's any video footage of my client's purported voluntary blood draw or the consent to get the blood draw, and I haven't got a direct answer. So if APA Gillis can confirm that there is no footage of that, then we're all set. But if she can't confirm that, then I'm going to move to dismiss this case.
You want me to confirm if there's video of him giving consent for a blood draw? Is that what you're
The
saying?
video does not exist. Yes, ma'am.
That I don't know. This is my first day on felonies in Romulus. I do have a note in my file that a link was sent on 11/4 to Neighborhood Defender Services for all discovery that we have, video and paper.
I've had that link since before November 4th. I've asked APA Morales several times via email to this exact question about just confirming that no video exists, because in the discovery is just the officer's dash cam of them approaching the scene. So if you can't say definitively one way if this video exists, then Your Honor, I'm asking for a dismissal then without prejudice.
Ms. Gillis.
There's no notation that there is any video of them giving permission. There could be, or it could be just the officer's word. Just because it's the officer's word, there's no reason to dismiss the case. But my notes in the file from Ms. Lori Morales-Smith say that all existing discovery was sent to defense counsel on 11/4. And I know she uploads and sends a lot of her own video. She knows how to do that. I don't. So if you didn't get it, then it doesn't exist. Maybe he just gave.
And that's what I've been asking just for confirmation for. Because this case, it really only hinges on whether the blood draw was voluntary or not. I can't advise my client on whether she should waive the exam or not without confirmation that this video, in fact, does not exist. And I've been very clear about this with Ms. Morales. I can actually put the dates that I've sent emails on the record if you need me to, Your Honor.
I don't think that's necessary.
And I think the last time I asked her was either yesterday or the day before, she actually CC'd you on this email.
See if I have anything. Yeah, but that, in that email, she doesn't address whether or not,
The video exists. That's my point.
If it helps at all, Ms. Gillis, I can tell you who the OIC is.
well, I know it's Brad Connor. Right?
Yes, that's what the information says.
Yeah. But I don't, okay. If it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. And she's tried to, I mean, there was an accident here, so maybe she was just taken to the hospital. And, well, you know, in the paper discovery, it says that this officer said, I read Linda her chemical test rights. And when asked if she would consent to a blood draw, she stated yes. I don't need a video of that. And
If one exists, we most certainly do. We don't have to take the officer's word for it. And honestly, the preliminary blood analysis for this case was extremely high. So, like I said, the entire defense for this case depends on whether this blood draw was consensual or not.
So the question is whether or not the trooper had a body cam on or it was in front of the car, so the car video picked it up, right?
No, I know it wouldn't be from the car camera, because when the officers got there, all they saw was a car that was wrecked. That's all
Scene
they
of an
saw.
accident. Okay.
Exactly. So
and they could not do a PBT because she had blood all over her lips and mouth. I don't know, you know, I mean, it's my first day on this. I don't know, but the officer said he got permission. He got permission. If there is video of it, I'll ask him, but I don't have.
well, Your Honor, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ms. Gillis.
But, I mean, I can, if you want to give me a week or two, and I'll try and find out, you know, I can almost find out right now if I can get his phone number.
Well, Your Honor, I still would make my motion. I think we waited a long time for this. And like I said, I've directly asked Ms. Morales about this several different times since September, and I've just gotten no response. So I made my motion.
See, here's the thing. You could grant the dismissal, but because we're not at trial stage and either a first witness sworn in or a jury sworn in, I can just refile.
Yeah, his motion was dismissal without.
Right. Well, it has to be without. So,
Right.
I mean, it's just, I mean, give me a break. I'm just like, this first time on here, I'm emailing her right now. And I do have a couple connections in the MSP that I can get numbers real quick. Unfortunately, I've tried texting them the last couple days and they're hunting in the UP. So it's not going through real fast. But I can try the number.
And counsel, you've got Webb at 10:20. Are you expecting Webb to join us? Do you know?
Yes, I can have him. He should actually be logging in earlier, like 10:10.
He's not in there yet.
Okay.
But it's not quite 10:10 yet. So
I can text him and tell him to log in earlier.
Yeah, let's do this. Ms. Miller, I'm going to leave you where you're at and mute you. I'm going to mute Mr. Burton Harris, and I'm going to bring another defense attorney in and hopefully their client.
Okay, give me a cell phone number, please. Okay. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, you want to give me like 5 minutes? I'm going to call this guy.
Go ahead, Jane.
PIC.
No, I'm talking about the Mike W. I know who Blankenship is. I'm talking about Mike W.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't. I was going to find out who he was. And then we brought in.
All right,
Mr.
people
Burton
versus
Harris.
DeAndre Blankenship, Mr. Avant.
Thank you, Judge. May it please the court, Orlando Avant, appearing on behalf of Mr. Blankenship, who is here via Zoom.
All right, and we've got Jane Gillis on. She's taking care of a phone call on another matter. Where are we at with this file, Mr. Avant?
Your Honor, at this particular juncture, Mr. Blankenship is waiving his right to a preliminary examination, and I could voir dire him accordingly, or Your Honor may voir dire him.
No, go ahead, please.
Mr. Blankenship, you understand that the state has to show by probable cause standard that you committed the crimes in question, correct? By probable cause standard. Mr. Blankenship, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so we discussed this, that at your preliminary examination, the state, they would have to show by a probable cause standard that you committed the crimes in question, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and understanding that, and that these crimes were committed indeed in Wayne County, Michigan, correct?
Yes.
And understanding that you are willing to waive your right to have the state prove by probable cause standard that you committed these crimes, understanding that you will be bound over to Wayne County Circuit Court for further proceedings on these charges, correct?
Yes.
I'm satisfied if you are, counsel.
I am satisfied, Judge.
All right, Mr. Blankenship, your next court date will be at the circuit court level. That's going to be 2 weeks out on December 2nd. Your bond will be continued, and I will wish you luck downtown.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, counsel. I think
Have a
that's
good
the
day.
only one with us today, Mr. Vivant.
That is, Judge.
Stay healthy, gentlemen.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to find out who Mike W. is, and then Quadric Gillum, I'm just going to let them know to contact their attorney.
Okay, that was another journal.
Blankenship a waiver just now, Judge?
It was
When's the AOI date?
December 2.
Okay.
Mike W., you need to turn your audio on, please. I'm clicking, asking him to unmute, so I'm going to put him back in the waiting room then, and I'll bring in.
Mr. Burton Harris, any luck with Mr. Webb?
Yes, he should be logging on shortly. He has an older computer, so it's going to take him, he said, a couple minutes
Sorry.
to log.
I'm watching for him. And Miss Gillis, any luck on the Miller discovery question?
No, I left him a voicemail. I called the post. They gave me his personal cell phone number. I left him a voicemail, and it went to you know, and so then the post thought he was maybe zooming in or going to Inkster District Court. So I just sent a text to the Inkster prosecutor, but it hasn't gone there. It just went through. So I don't know if, you know, if she can get it. So.
All right, Mr. Burton Harris, I will make a decision before we're done with you today. How's that?
That's fine with me, Your Honor.
All right, give Ms. Gillis a chance to get some phone calls back. Mr.
Okay.
Gilliam, can you hear us? Mr. Gilliam, can you hear me? Mr. Gilliam?
Yes.
Mr. Gilliam, your file has been adjourned. You'll want to reach out and talk to your attorney about that.
You talking to me, Your Honor?
Yes, Mr. Gilliam. Your case
Yes.
is adjourned. Your attorney has not yet received discovery from the prosecutor, so that matter was adjourned. Paula, what's the new date for Gilliam?
12/16.
December 16th, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I'm going to try Mike W. again. See if we can figure out who he is. Mike W. Mike? He's connected, but he's muted. Pardon? Thank you.
Paula, can you hear me?
Yeah, I sure can.
Okay, I have an answer on that question, and I also at some point need like a 2-minute break to go to the bathroom, maybe 3 or 4 because it's down the hall.
Okay, I'll let Judge know.
But I have the answer to that question.
Well, let me get Judge back on. Hang on just a minute, okay?
All right, Mr. Burton Harris, can you hear me?
I can, Your Honor.
Okay. Shane Gillis.
Try it
for the
again.
people.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you got very, very little volume. That might be on my end though.
I haven't done anything different.
Yeah, we're good. All right, so we're back on the record with the Linda Miller file. Ms. Gillis?
Shane Gillis for the people, Your Honor. I just had a brief conversation with Trooper Brad Connor. He states that when he read her chemical test rights, he was at the hospital. He responded to the hospital after the accident, and she was on a gurney. And he said they do not have body cams. He does not have a body cam. They do not have it. So it's just a matter of credibility for the jury, his statement.
All right, so at least we got an answer for you.
All right, that's fine. And me and Mr. Miller talked about this possibility. And so, Your Honor, you can set this for an in-person exam for whenever you guys are setting them for.
All right, it'll be after Jan 1.
I
have
assume
one
that.
quick question. Mr. Is it Avant? I'm sorry. Yes.
No, this is Mr. Burton Harris.
Okay. Do you have an interest in writing? It looks like this is a true third. She doesn't have, I don't know if there's a blood limit, but sometimes you can write to Gary Bresnahan and ask if you can get it down to a 2, but if you're not interested.
I'm interested in everything. My understanding was that per Bresnahan, the last time I dealt with a similar matter, there were some limitations that I think are active in this case that would limit it. So.
Oh yeah, she's high BAC in the accident. You're right. Okay, well, let's just have an exam.
Okay.
Okay, that'll be scheduled after January 1. Ms. Miller, you understand that?
I sure do.
All right. I'm going to kick you out then. Enjoy your day.
You too. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.